All right, what's up? PTM, Prop the mic here. Hello, David.
Hello. How are you?
Great. We're 14-1 over the past 2 days.
Yeah, things are going well, which is crazy because this is probably the hardest time of the year to do prop picks. But I think we're being cautious. You know what I mean? We're going for a lot of low number props, which I think is good. And focusing on maybe on some of the teams that don't have as many moves, things like that. So I would continue to advocate the same for tonight and maybe the next night, because there's still a lot of players. Like take Durant, for example, right? There's no reason why he shouldn't play, but they're still sitting out a lot of the players that were just traded. So
yeah. And you also have, and on top of that, you have a lot of the matchup stuff is not as useful with big lineup changes. So it's you kind of want to focus on the games where there's been less lineup movement. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I have to say I'm falling in love with the steal prop.
I've noticed.
It's a risky endeavor because it's either one or none or two or none, but it is great when it hits. So yeah, I might have another one of those for tonight.
Okay.
All right, so let's jump into it. We got 11 games tonight, so it's a big slate. I think we have props on all but two of the games. So we'll list out all the games, but we'll dive deeper into the ones we have props on. So let's get going.
All right, let's do it.
All right, so first game we got the Spurs at the Pistons. Pistons are -4. Total is 235.5. So nice high scoring game.
Yep.
Those numbers may have actually even gone up because I saw like half of the Spurs lineup is out.
Yeah.
So what do you like here?
So like I just said, the it's hard to read a lot into the matchup stuff given the lineups, but with the Spurs, they have like third tier, third string guys that are going to be playing. So I think you probably play anyone. But matchup wise against the Spurs, one of the best teams to target. Big men are the number one target, and then combo guards and wings. So you got Jalen Duren and Isaiah Stewart are the bigs. Jaden Ivey is the combo guard, and Alec Burks and Amadou Diallo are the wings. And against Detroit, you can target any position. The one that I'd fade is forwards. They've been really good against forwards this season. So where does that leave us? Huh?
Do you realize that you just listed Stewart and Duren? Do you realize that behind them are Wiseman, Bagley, and Noel?
Yeah.
Just got like
I know,
huge number of like big guys.
Yeah.
So I think the big question is Wiseman playing? He's a game time decision, so that certainly could have some implication on that. But I think your assumption is he's out today, right?
Yes, that it would be my assumption. So the play I like here, guy we've been on a few times over the past week or so, Jalen Duren.
Yeah.
Over 10.5 rebounds, -125. He's done it in 10 of his last 12 home games, averaging 12.3 rebounds in those 12 home games.
Yeah. And you know what? He might be a little juiced up from this trade too. He might be feeling a little threatened, and I can see go that out there and put up 17 rebounds. Yeah, and then obviously on the Spurs side, Pirtle is no longer there, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I do think Zach Collins is pretty solid, so I think he might have a big game tonight. I think it would be cool to see what he can do with a full run. But you got any other picks on that side?
Yeah, so I like the combo guard matchup as well. So Jaden Ivey over 4.5 assists, -130. He's done this in his last 9 of 10 at home. He's also done it in his last 11 of 13 at home, averaging 6.5 assists in those games. And then he's also done it in just his last 12 of 16 overall. So he's been crushing it in a great matchup for him.
Okay, cool. That's all you got?
Yep, that's it.
All right, so here's my steals play for tonight. Killian Hayes, 2 steals.
2 steals.
Yeah. I usually stick with only the one.
Yeah.
But, he's done this in 7 of his last 10 games. When I found the play earlier today, it was at -121. It's already gone up to -140. My guess is if you wait a little closer to the game or you shop it around, you could probably find it closer to 130, minus 130. But so 7 out of the last 10. He had 5 against the Spurs back on January 6th.
Okay.
And the Spurs are just horrendous. Over the last 3 games, they've given up 11 steals to Toronto, 10 steals to the Bulls, and 11 steals to the 76ers. So that's one of the worst in the league. And it makes sense. They don't really have a solid point guard right now. So they're going to continue to just cough up the ball tonight. It's going to be a nice sloppy game, and Killian Hayes is going to get these 2 steals.
Love it.
All right.
Yeah, I'm looking right here. He actually has some pretty cool splits when he's on 1 day rest. Like when he plays over 20 minutes on 1 day rest, he's done this in, it looks like 12 straight games.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. I mean, what I find is the guys who like these young, like fast, guys are like the ones who tend to just be super consistent on steals, right? They just got like endless energy. So let's see it. Let's see what Killian Hayes can do for us tonight.
And if they're not, if they're all having an off night, that's a way they can contribute to the team. They're
definitely.
Yeah. All right.
Next game, we got the Suns at the Pacers. Pacers are minus 1.5. Total was 230.5. Looks like Booker is playing tonight. Is that your assumption?
That's my assumption. Yes.
The big question
mark. No Durant. I don't think
Durant's out. No, he's already ruled out.
Yeah. So matchup wise, I can't read as much into Phoenix as we did, but combo guards were the one to target. That's Tyrese Halliburton. On the Pacers side, big men. That's who we could target there. The Pacers and San Antonio are the 2 best teams in the league to target bigs against. So and then the other matchups, really against the Pacers, you could kind of go anywhere you want, but the best one is bigs. So I like Ayton here. Going to run it back. Going to stick with the points, though. He scared me with those rebounds last night. I'm going over 20.5 points. It's minus 110. He's done this in 4 of 5 on his last 4 or 5 on a back-to-back. And his output in those 5 games was 31, 31, 30. 20 was against Dallas, who's a top 5 defense against bigs. And then 29. So that's his 4 out of 5, averaging 28.2 in those 5 games. He's also done this in his last 4 of 5 on the road, averaging over 25 points per game on the road over his last 5.
Yeah, I think offensively he looked good last night, right? Like really good touch around the rim.
Yep.
He's got that awesome, 15-foot pull up.
Yes.
Like he's super skilled big man, but to walk away from a game and only get 2 rebounds was insane. So I like staying away from his rebounds since he's more inconsistent there, and his points have been great of late. Yeah. So that's a good play.
All right. You got anything?
Okay. No, nothing on this one. I mean, I think Booker's probably due for a big game. So just because, but you got to be careful, right? You don't know how many minutes he's going to play. So I just laid off of this game.
Yeah, I think that's smart.
All right. Next, we got the Knicks at the Sixers. These 2 teams just played recently. I think it was 2 games ago for the Sixers. But that was in the Garden. Now this is in Philly. Sixers are minus 5.5 in the game. Totals 223. Just to throw out a couple stats from the previous matchup. Harden had 8 rebounds and 12 assists. So nice little RA potential there. Embiid just had a monster game. 31 points, 14 rebounds, 3 assists. And then Harris had 14 points and 10 rebounds. And then Julius Randle on the Knicks side had 24, 9, and 7. That was a game I think we were on his assists. So
yes.
All right.
Yep. Matchup wise, you got the Knicks on 2 days rest, so you could do a little digging into that. Matchup wise against the Knicks, combos and forwards are where to look. The combos for Philly are Melton, Maxey, and Milton, the 3 M's. And the forwards for the Sixers are Harris and Niang. Knicks, I mean, Philly, there's really no they're pretty good defensively across the board. No position really sticking out. So I have one play from this game. I like this combo guard matchup against the Knicks. So I'm going with D'Anthony Melton.
Yeah, baby.
9.5 points.
Yeah, I mean, it was actually 8.5 at FanDuel. 9.5 at DraftKings.
It was plus 100, right?
It's funny. To start the day, I found this pick around 12 o'clock. It was plus 100 for 8.5. Now it's minus 124 for 8.5.
All right.
So I also love that play.
All right. We know one of our picks. It's going up.
Yeah. And also, just I don't know if you had this slice on him, but 4 for 4 in games without Thibault as well.
Oh no!
So don't forget that piece, right? They just traded him away, and that's another bench piece that will probably lead to more minutes because I think who did they get? Jalen McDaniels.
Yeah.
Right, and I don't think he's playing tonight. So they basically lost one of their
good point. I like
players, and this guy will probably pick up the minutes. You have his stats against the Knicks as well?
Yeah. His last 3 against the Knicks, 14, 15, 12. And he's also done in 6 of 8. His last 6 of 8 overall. Yeah.
So it's funny because that wasn't my primary play on this game, but then I just happened to see it right before I was about to move on. And I love that. I already locked in that one. So good.
Nice. All right.
Anybody else on the Sixers side?
Nope. That's it.
I did like Tobias Harris rebounds.
Yeah.
So I found a pretty cool cut here. So his rebound line was over 5.5 at minus 115. Again, that started a little lower, like minus 105 to start the day. So it's trending up. He plays about 38 minutes very consistently against the Knicks. So I expect him to get high usage today. His 3 games against the Knicks so far this year, he had 9 rebounds, 6 rebounds, and 10 rebounds. So he's cleared this in every game, and by a lot in 2 of the games, the most recent one included. When you look at his 10-game snapshot, he's only hit this in 5 of his last 10 games. But when you do a slice of that and you look at 1 day at home, so 1 day rest at home, 71% of his games. So that's what he's playing, 1 day rest at home. And a really good matchup clearly against the Knicks.
He's just like a regular schedule guy. He likes his regular 1 day rest between games.
Right. Go gets a cheesesteak, right?
Yeah, exactly.
From Pat and Gino's and right, and then he gets some boards. So
or he's got to go to that. I forget the name of that place we went to when we went to the Heat Sixers playoff game. We went to another place, not Pat or Gino's. That was pretty good.
They're going to have to pay for that endorsement.
That's right. Yeah, we'll hold off on that.
But it was really good, yeah. So anyway, Tobias Harris, 6 rebounds tonight.
All right.
Okay. All right. Next, we got the Hornets at the Celtics. Celtics are minus 10. Total's 226.5. I think it might have even gone up 11 or something. To note, the Hornets are playing without Plumlee now, right? He's over on the Clippers. So Mark Williams is going to be stepping into the lineup. So that'll be interesting. I tried to look at his props, but that weren't out when I was looking. And then you got two revenge narratives, right?
You got Hayward revenge narratives.
Yeah, Gordon Hayward played for
Hayward
the Celtics.
And Rozier. Okay, yeah.
And Rozier, right? So a lot going on there. But what do you like here?
All right. Matchup wise, you have could be the best one of the day. Last night it proved out right below Charlotte in the forward category is Orlando, and Aaron Gordon just crushed Orlando last night. But Charlotte's even better. Is the only team better than Orlando at targeting forward. So I got to go with the man Jason Tatum tonight. I like his points, 32.5, minus 110. His last 4 games against Charlotte, 51, 33, 35, and 44.
Wow.
Just crushing it. He's done this in his last 11 of 16 games without Jaylen Brown. He's done it in 5 of 7 without Brown this season. That 11 of 16 dated back to last season.
Yeah.
And he's done it his last 4 games at home without Jaylen Brown, 35, 37, 33, 37.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I give those guys credit because they are pretty good at sharing the ball, right? Like it's not a struggle, but like when one of them's out, it just opens up so much opportunity, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, this is an easy matchup. The only risk is like this game
a blowout
over
at
halftime. But listen, he'll play the full first half. He'll play at least 8 minutes in the third quarter. So, he can get there.
So I would say the other play I like for him, and this might be a little bit better if you are leaning that this might be a blowout. Maybe you just take his threes. It's 3.5 threes. It's minus 110. His last 4 against Charlotte, 7, 4, 4, and 6. So maybe in a blowout, he could get there in the first half, potentially. So that was another one I liked tonight. Had one other on the Boston side. Combo guards against Charlotte have also been a target. So that's both Derek White and Malcolm Brogdon, both getting extra time with Smart out. So I like Derek White here. Over 19.5 points and assists. His last 3 games without Jaylen Brown, 30 PA, 29 PA, and 27 PA. And guess who the 27 was against? Charlotte. Yeah.
Yeah. He's starting, right? He's been
I believe so, yes.
Yeah. Derek White. Hauser is starting. Tatum, Horford, and Williams. So,
all right. And then the matchup on actually the one position that has had success against Boston is point guard. So I could see LaMelo having a big game here. I just I couldn't find something that I loved with him, but LaMelo is definitely the play here, I think.
Yeah, no Terry. I was pretty sure you were going to go with Terry today.
And I laid off Terry today. You got something on Terry?
No, I'm just looking at what he's done the last couple times against. Oh yeah, he hasn't had huge games. His line is 22.5 points in his last 2 games against Boston at 21 and 14. So that's probably a good move.
I mean, and you also have, Boston's a very different team without. You have 2 of their best defenders in Marcus Smart and Jaylen Brown not playing in this game. So their defense is going to look quite different. So I could see one of these Charlotte guys going off for sure.
Did Mark Williams his line come out? No, not yet.
You can't wait for these.
I've been waiting for this all season, so
waiting for Plumlee to get out of there.
I will tell you. I'll give you the analysis I did. Basically, if he gets 20 minutes of play, he's going to get approximately, I think it was about 10 rebounds. So,
okay. I'd imagine he'd play 20 minutes tonight.
I would think so. So if his rebound line comes out, I would say around 8.5. I would jump on that. I think he could get that in like the first half. I just love Mark Williams. So
all right.
So keep an eye on Mark when his stats come out.
All right.
All right. Let's go. We got the Jazz at the Raptors. Raptors are -7. Totals 230.5. What do you like?
I got nothing in this. I got nothing in this game. I think got a couple lineups in flux here, so we'd lay off. But targets on both sides, you could target wings on both sides. So with the departure of OG Anunoby, although Toronto has a lot of length, he actually was the only classified wing on the team. And
OG's on the team. He didn't go anywhere. He's just hurt.
Oh, that's right. You know what? He was in so many trade rumors that I just had in my head that he was getting traded.
No, he almost got traded to the Warriors. And the Raptors were like the team that everybody was talking about, and they didn't get rid of anybody. They got rid of they picked up Pirtle.
No, they just picked up Pirtle. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Which is good because
maybe they're looking to make a run here. They are. They are, and that's what they needed. They needed a big, they needed a center. They're playing these lineups, that's has no big out there. But anyway, I got nothing on this game.
Okay, I liked our guy. We love Duren, going to him often. We also are playing this big man a lot too. Walker Kessler, 10.5. I went with the points this time, which was -115. He's done this in 7 of his last 10 games. And on February 1st, he went up against Toronto, had 17 points. So,
Okay.
Pirtle might play. He's listed as questionable. I don't think he's starting. And he probably won't play huge minutes if he does play. But regardless, I think Walker Kessler's going to have a big game here.
All right.
All right.
Sounds good. So, let's keep it moving.
All right. Let's keep it moving. We got the Rockets at the Heat. The Heat are minus 12. Totals 222. This is just a horrendous game in the making. But you got anybody?
I do. So two great matchups against Houston. Top 5 is both are in the top 5 at their respective positions. Point guards and forwards. Unfortunately, Miami only has one point guard on their roster, and that's Kyle Lowry, who is out tonight. But they do have a great forward in Jimmy Butler, so I looked at him. And then against Miami, we were on this earlier in the season. Forwards against Miami was actually the number 1 forward target for quite a while, and then it dipped off. But over the last 4 weeks or so, it's come back again. So you got three forwards on Houston. You got Kenyon Martin, you got Tari Eason, and Jayshawn Tate. So I have one on one of those guys. Let's start on the Miami side. Love Butler here. I like him a few different ways. Points, 23.5 points, minus 110. Without Lowry, he's done this in 7 of 10. I like his assist here, 4.5 assists. We went through this the other day without Depot. 8 of his last 10 without Depot, 4.5 assists. And I also like his par, 34.5 par, minus 115. He's played in 3 games this season without Lowry and Depot, and he's cleared it in all 3 of those games.
Nice.
Yeah.
Which of those do you like the best?
Which do I like the best? Probably the points.
Yeah. Keep it simple, right?
The assist is nice though at 4.5, but
yeah, that is tempting.
You like this. You like the assists.
I always like the lower numbers.
Yeah.
So speaking of which, first of all, I take exception to your statement that the Miami only has 1 point guard, because when Kyle Lowry is out, you know who starts? Yeah. Gabe Vincent starts.
Okay.
All right. So they do have a point guard. But I have a weird stat on him. I like Gabe Vincent over 2.5 rebounds. He has done this in 6 out of 7 games without Kyle Lowry. And a lot of it just has to do with usage, right? When Lowry is there, he's playing maybe 20 minutes. When Lowry is out, he's playing closer to 36 minutes in the last couple of games. So he's just on the court a lot more. So Rockets will be chucking up a lot of shots. Low scoring game, 222 points. I think he gets at least 3 rebounds, if not 4. So
all right.
You can also
I had something on him the other night. Gabe Vincent. What was it? 3?
Yeah.
Or Max Strus, maybe. One of those.
Oh no, Strus. Yeah, no, they are different people. We also like Gabe Vincent steals as well. I'd lay off 2 steals, but the Rockets are the worst team in the league on handling the ball. You know, I just went through how the Spurs are averaging close to 10 steals allowed per game without their point guard. The Rockets do that every single game. Like, they are just terrible in handling the ball. So what you could do, this won't be my play, but what you could do, if you wanted to juice up that 2.5 rebounds, you could add 1 steal to it, which Gabe Vincent has done in 7 out of 7 games when Lowry is out. And that gets you from minus 120 to plus 130. So just to give you a little positive play as well, you can go that way.
All right. I like it.
Okay.
I had one on the Houston side.
Yeah.
I like this forward matchup against Miami, so I wanted to find something there, and I found Kenyon Martin over 13.5 points, minus 110. He's done this in 8 of 10 overall, 7 of 10 on the road, including I don't know if it was last year, but he definitely was at Miami and cleared this line. I looked at that. And he's also done this in 5 straight games on 1-day rest. So all some pretty good stats in a positive matchup for him.
Yeah, no, he's been good. He's been taking advantage of the time with Kevin Porter Jr. out. So
yeah,
I like that. All right, cool. Let's keep moving. No official plays on this game, but we just want to talk about the matchup real quick. T-Wolves at the Grizzlies. Grizzlies minus 6.5, totals 235.5.
Yeah, I haven't seen if point guards on both sides are where to target. I think if I just pull up my point guard sheet here, yeah, Minnesota is the number one point guard target, followed by Houston, and at number 3, Memphis Grizzlies. So if I don't know if Conley's playing or not,
He is.
He is.
He's in the starting lineup.
I didn't see lines out on him yet.
Yeah, but he's not. There's no game time decision next to him, so it looks
all
like
right.
he's starting.
Well, okay. So we're going to be looking at this later. Maybe I'll post something up to Twitter. This point guard matchup against Memphis.
Yeah.
I really like it. I love Conley going back to Memphis, where he was drafted, where he played. I don't know. It was almost a decade, I guess. In a primo matchup, he knows all these guys. All these guys love him. So Conley's the guy here. Going up against, you have this point guard matchup against Minnesota. So that would naturally lead you to say, let's play Ja. But I think part of the reason point guards have fared so well against Minnesota is because they had D'Angelo Russell defense, and he's no longer there. So I'm going to lay off this for now until I see kind of how Minnesota's defense shakes out over the next few games.
All right. Very good. All right, next game we got the Cavs at the Pels. Pels are getting 2 points. Total is 222.5. What do you like here?
So Bigs against the Pelicans is a top 5 big matchup. Especially they actually started off the season doing really well, but the second half of the season so far, not as much. So I like both bigs for Cleveland here. Evan Mobley and Jared Allen. We'll start with Mobley. Actually, you know what? Let's start with this. They played, these two teams played on January 16th. Mm-hmm. Both guys went over their points. Mobley's line is 16.5. He had 19 in that game. Jared Allen's line is 15.5. He had 24 in that game. Okay. So then because New Orleans was popping, I wanted to see. So since that game where both of these guys cleared their points, what bigs have they faced and what have they done? Okay, you ready? So the next game, Bam, 26. Next game, Jokic, 25. Gobert, 17. Daniel Gafford, 21. Giannis, 50. Jokic again, 26. AD, 34. LeBron, 27. So I love both these guys in this game. If you want to just dig into them individually, Mobley, last 7 of 10 overall, last 9 of 10 on one-day rest, last 6 of 8 on the road. And if you look at Allen, he's gone over 15.5 points in 4 straight games, 20, 23, 18, and 18. And like I said, he had 24 in that game against New Orleans.
Nice. Yeah, I'm looking at Allen right now. He's like you said, 18, 23, and 20. So really scoring, taking advantage of some bad defensive plays there. So he's got, I guess, another one tonight, right?
Yeah. And then the Cleveland's awesome defensively. The one position they're lacking a bit is that forward. So that'd be Herb Jones. I did a little digging, but guy's super low usage and couldn't find anything super exciting.
Nothing exciting. All right. Here's what I got. I'm excited about this play. It's another gem. Okay. Another MGM only available bet.
Oh boy.
So the other day we found PJ Tucker over 2.5 points, and it was only available on MGM. This one also is only available on MGM, not DraftKings or FanDuel. Okoro, over 1.5 assists, minus 103. Done this in 9 of 10 of his last 10 games. He's starting. Let me read you off his last 5 games. He's had 5, 3, 3, 2, and 4. So in most of those games, he's clearing it by a margin. His last 10 games, he's playing about 26 minutes a game. So, and also I see on the lineups that Ricky Rubio is out. I know they're different positions. Okoro is a small forward, right? Yeah. Rubio is a guard, but nevertheless, some more guys out.
More playing time to go around. Yeah.
Yeah. So seems simple. Just 2 steals, 2 assists, and minus 103 was great odds. So just keep riding the trend.
1 assist to Mobley, 1 assist to Allen.
Exactly.
All the day.
Right. Do it in the first quarter, and we're all good.
Sounds good.
All right. We got the Thunder at the Blazers. Blazers are minus 3.5. Total's 241. So nice high total.
Yep.
You like anybody in this game?
I do not. You have OKC on 2 days rest, so you could look into that a little bit. Portland's lineup is a little bit different, but
very
different. Yeah.
Well, like not the starting lineup, but the reserves.
Yes,
listen to who may not play for Portland. Kevin Knox, Arcidiacono, right, from the Knicks. Johnson, Keon Johnson, who was already on the team, Cam Reddish, Matisse Thybulle, and I think that's it. But like you got 4 new guys, none of which are really that good, but they're all on the bench. So
all right.
Yeah, and Nurk is still out too. So
yeah,
just keep.
So I like this. But so Biggs against Portland is the matchup to target. That's also a top 5, I believe, at the big position. So unfortunately, OKC doesn't really have like a true center. But the big men on the team would be Kenrich Williams, Poku, who's out. So I don't know. This game I just stayed away from.
Yeah, I have a lean. This is not I don't feel overly strong, but Jalen Williams, Jalen. I think we.
En is the guard, like the guard,
the power forward. Yeah,
the power. Huh?
He's a power forward. It says. Not the center.
Not the center. The center is the one with the eye. Yes. Yeah.
Just so we've been playing this guy a lot. Over 4.5 rebounds is plus 115. He's done this in 7 of his last 10 games, and against his 2 games against Portland, he had 7 and 4. So
we just had this the other night. But we did the RA. I think we had 6.5 RA.
Yeah. He seems more consistent on rebounds than assists, so I like that better. Again, if for some reason that drops down to 3.5, I would jump all over it. 4.5, but you're getting plus money, so it's maybe worth the risk. All right.
Yeah.
Let's move on. We got Mavs and the Kings. Kings are minus 2. Total is 241. Just every Kings game is like a total of 240. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's great.
No Luka, right? No Luka in this game?
No, I saw Luka is playing.
No, he's out.
Oh, he is?
Yep. Luka, Kleber, Bertans, they're all out. You got Jaden Hardy, Kyrie Irving, Hardaway, Bullock, and Powell. Those are your starters. So
interesting.
Yep,
okay. I thought I read
Luka
somewhere earlier that he was going to play tonight.
Nope, he's out.
Anyway, it doesn't impact my picks here. You can look at Dallas is very different defensively, so I'm kind of staying away from playing guys against them right now, especially because they lost. DFS was a big part of their defense, defensive system, so stay away from that. But the matchup I like here is combo guards against Sacramento. You got a brand new combo guard playing for the Dallas Mavericks, Kyrie Irving, over 28.5 points, minus 115. I don't have a single backup number for this, but I just know he's going over it tonight.
All right. You like that? What did he do in his first game?
He had 24 points.
Okay. But still, obviously.
Yeah, I think this is a prime matchup. Like you said, the total 240 total.
Yeah. That's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. That'll be good. Little sidebar on the Nets. First of all, the Nets game last night without Kyrie and Durant was great.
Yeah.
I loved watching them. They're going to be so much fun. They're like all a bunch of like B players, but like B plus players. So
you were able to watch the game in New York?
Yeah, it was on TNT.
That was a TNT game. Okay.
Yeah. But the story I want to tell was the ticket price to go see a Nets game. I looked for this weekend.
Yeah. It
used to be a minimum of $100, like to go see a game, down to $40 a game. So
there you go.
So it's excellent that the big
dogs take the kids
left.
Go watch Cam Thomas put up a 40 spot.
Exactly. All right. Was that your only play in this game, or you got anybody on the
that's it.
No.
No.
All right.
No.
And then I don't think we have plays on this game, but you got the Bucks at the Clippers in the late game. Clippers are -2. The total's 226. Anything?
So you got point guards on both sides actually are the best targets. So it's Drew Holiday on Milwaukee, and I don't know who on the Clippers. So
yeah, well, the Holiday theme holds true, right? We went through that yesterday,
in LA, baby.
Holiday in LA. So maybe he'll do it again.
Got a little sweaty. He made it a little sweaty.
Oh, but, yeah. He had three assists at halftime, but he ended it with 7. So
yeah.
He did enough.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that wraps up our 11 games. Looking forward to it. It's going to be a lot of fun tonight, and we'll get our best of the best out on Twitter shortly, and have a good night.
All right. Have fun. Talk to you later.